Dealing with insurance adjusters, medical bills. My name is Attorney Philip Miller. For more than 20 years, I have represented people who have had the experience of being hurt and have had to deal with insurance adjusters. Getting their medical bills paid is always an issue. Here's a story I've heard 100 times. It begins like this. You're in an accident. You've been injured. You have a chance to talk to the officer at the scene who tells you the other driver was at fault and has admitted it maybe. You get the other driver's insurance information. Although you know you may have some rough times ahead, at least it's not going to be a fight over who's at fault. And you're grateful for that. But you get home and you start having some questions. It's natural. I mean, between the car damage, missing work, medical bills, well, there's going to be money just flying out the door. And you need to make sure the insurance company is going to take responsibility for those expenses. And why wouldn't they? Their driver was at fault. Still, you figure you need to make the call. And perhaps even before you pick up the phone, you get a call from an adjuster. And you're concerned that the adjuster is going to be mean and difficult to deal with. And you know something? You're pleasantly surprised. He seems kind of like a softie. I mean, he tells you you're in good hands, everything's going to be taken care of. Send us your bills. And you feel better, thinking that it's not going to be so bad after all. At least these medical bills are going to be taken care of, and you'll be able to focus on getting better and getting back to work. And that's exactly what you do. You concentrate on trying to get better. You go to your doctor's appointments. You go to your treatment appointments. And as soon as you get a medical bill, you send it to the adjuster, just like he asked, because you want to get those bills paid. But something is kind of funny. When you get repeated statements, you notice there haven't been any payments made on these medical bills. Some of them show that they're past due. You start to worry about, well, is this going to affect my treatment? Is this going to affect my credit rating? Why aren't these paid? And so you do the only thing that you can. You make another call to the adjuster. Surely there's some explanation. It just doesn't make any sense. He told me to send him the bills. And when you call the adjuster, he's ready for you. He has an explanation. It's just not the one you expected. He tells you something like, I didn't say I was going to pay the bills. I just said send them to me. We can't. That's not exactly what you thought he had said, and it's probably not exactly what he knew you were thinking. Are you going to be able to rely on this person when they tell you something in the future? The fact of the matter is, you probably are getting a little mad about this. If they won't even pay the medical bills, well, what's going to happen with the rest of the case when it comes time to get it resolved? So there you are. You're still hurting. You've missed work. You got bills you can't pay and shouldn't be obligated to pay. And you have a simple case, it seems like. How has it gotten off track? Well, if you think about it, you'll see. Don't bury your head in the sand. There's an answer as to why your case has gotten off track. If they weren't going to pay the bills, why did they tell you to send them to them? Why wouldn't they pay them? Their driver was at fault. Well, the adjuster knows exactly what he or she is doing. And they know if you're feeling financial pressure from a bunch of medical bills, that you're going to settle early and you're going to settle cheap. That's what's going on. So, you got to wake up and smell the coffee. Normal ideas about fair play that you learned as you were growing up just don't apply to this situation. And the insurance company truly accepting responsibility doesn't seem likely either. So here's the bottom line. The other insurance company won't pay your medical bills. You need to take the bills and submit them to your health insurance carrier immediately. Now, if you don't have insurance, you need to ask your doctor and other care providers whether they'll take a lien or whether they'll hold off collection until you're able to resolve your claim. You can't count on them paying those bills, and getting your treatment and completing your treatment is the most important thing you can do for yourself and for your family. Ultimately, this may not be something you can or should do yourself. You may need to get someone to fight for you, someone who deals with these people all the time, someone who understands the rules that they're going to use to handle this claim and deal with you. Because to a normal person, it may be a surprise. You can educate yourself on what to expect and how to handle your own claim by asking for a copy of this book through our website. We'll be happy to provide one to you for free, and it'll give you some ideas about what you need to do. But, you need to do something now. You can't wait, and you can't become an expert overnight. So if this is something you're doing yourself now, start getting the information for yourself as soon as possible. And ultimately, if that doesn't make sense for you either, call and ask for some professional help. People who have done this before, people who are used to dealing with carriers and dealing with medical bills and dealing with claims just like yours. Now, when you do that, it's not going to make this guy happy. But it's not about making the insurance adjuster happy. It's not about making him feel like he did a good job. No matter how nice he is, the right decision is not for him. He is doing the best for his company. The right decision is for you and your family and your future. For more information about serious injury and dealing with insurance adjusters, you can contact us through our webpage, SeriousInjury.com. You can also see additional videos on giving statements to an adjuster, questions to ask the adjuster, what to do when your claim involves disabling injuries, and what to do when your claim involves a death. You should remember that while the information in this video may be helpful, don't rely on it as the final answer to a legal question. If you or your loved ones or friends have been involved in an automobile accident and have questions about your rights, feel free to call. We want to help. This has been Philip Miller. Good luck.